After having a conversation with my my local car mechanic this week that has a background in motorcycles, we talked about the wear on the Spyder tires, specifically the back tire. I'm at the end, or closing in on the end of the useful life of the rear tire. Front tires, questionable. Anyway, he suggested I go ahead and change out the tire. He said it really looks like it's probably would not be safe for a long trip. And what's really strange is it actually has less wear than the first tire I had when I bought the Spyder. But anyway, I'd rather err on the side of caution, and let me move my little fuzzy thing around here, then have a blowout on some of the upcoming trips we're going on. So this morning I'm going to take the Spyder over to my local shop and drop it off to get some fresh rubber put on all three of the tires. You know, it's not the expense of the tire, although that's not a cheap thing. It's the inconvenience, because where I'm at and where my Spyder dealership is at is a long ride over. So Saturday morning, Miriam's going to follow me over and then pick me up after I drop it off, and they're going to get to it when they can. Probably be a few days, but it looks like it's something that just needs to be done.
Well, at least we have a good day for the shuttle over to All Out Cycles. I knew this day was going to be coming, but I thought I'd probably push it back to fall without any problems. But we're going to be doing it now. And I had anticipated, you know, how I would do this. Whether I would just have the shop do it, whether I would buy the tires and have somebody put the tires on the rims, because I don't have the tools to do that. So I called around. I called a local motorcycle dealership that was closer than All Out Cycles. It's a pretty good trek over there from my home. And they said, no, we don't do that, but you could take it to any automotive dealership or automotive tire place, and they could do it. So I made a phone call, and then they said, take it over to a motorcycle dealership. That's motorcycle stuff, but we don't work on that. So I'm chasing my tail. So we're going to the dealership and just have them do it, because I'm going to need an alignment. It's not ever been aligned. I had it checked a couple times, and the alignment's fine, but since I'm going to change out tires, I'm going to go ahead and get an alignment done. I suspect what I need to do is figure out how to locate a local Spyder technician who can assist me on my work, like I did when I had my airplane. It's inconvenient and pricey to have a shop do everything, but there are just some things I don't have the skill set to do, so I need to work on that. I was informed there is somebody locally who is a certified Spyder tech that runs a small shop, but I don't have his contact information, and Google has not turned up anything. The miniature gas crisis is winding down here on the East Coast. I see gas stations, I've got gas again. You know, I'm lucky I don't have to go very far, and neither does Miriam. So, and the Spyder, well, we're down to a quarter tank. That's a quarter tank on the gauge. I think that's close to half a tank in real world. Anyway, Miriam's going to meet me over here at All Out Cycles to pick me up, and she is using her GPS to get there. The last time I used my car GPS to get to All Out Cycles, because I thought there should be like a little shortcut from the direction I was coming from, it took me to a non-existent road. So I forgot to tell poor Miriam that. So when she gets there, she's going to find that it's going to take her to a 8-foot tall privacy fence in the back of All Out Cycles with no entrance into the parking lot. She's got to figure out a new way around. Up ahead is the big water tower, which is at the intersection of two main roadways here in Chesapeake, and that's a good reference point for All Out Cycles. It's almost in the shadow of that water tower. Oh, the AAA office. I didn't know there was a AAA office here. Stopped into our local AAA office a couple days ago and picked up some maps for Montana and Wyoming for our Glacier National Park trip in August. And one of the interesting things I was thinking about, there's many places up in that part of the world where there's no cell phone service. And if there's no cell phone service, your cell phone GPS probably won't work. So in my box of old stuff that I still have maintained, I have a standalone dash mount GPS. It's out of date. It's not worth updating the software, but I don't think the main roads have changed. So we're going to take that with us. So that combination with the paper maps, we should be able to be fine.
Okay, I may have spoken too soon about the GPS in your cell phone. Some research indicates that your GPS on your cell phone may still work if you're outside of cell phone reception. In theory, the cell phone receives two sets of signals. One from a GPS tracking system from the satellites, and the other is your cell phone signal. But you get your map information from your cell phone data or your internet access on your cell phone. So I'm not really sure how effective your GPS would be if you're just receiving the satellite signals without a map. Yeah, it might give you your latitude, longitude, and altitude, but without a frame of reference, that doesn't do you any good.
Miles and miles in the clear blue sky, we drive straight as a narrow flies. Nowhere to be, no dreams to chase tonight. We've got time to waste, let's waste it right.
Later that evening, we had a video conference call with Jim and Betsy. You may recall they joined us on the Smoky Mountains trip for a couple of days at the Pisgah Inn. So we're going to be connecting again in Glacier National Park for the better part of a week. And we're having multiple Skype meetings to organize our agenda.
With it.
And it's now 5 o'clock in our time.
Cheers! Cheers!
Oh. You're
So John, first job when you get there ahead of us is to find the closest liquor store. Okay.
We're going to find it in Utah when we land.
Okay.
But we'll scope one out in Montana too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find. I gotta find some bourbon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, just got a call from All Out Cycles over in Chesapeake. Looks like Dave and his team actually got the Spyder ready ahead of schedule. The only problem is it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a work day, and Miriam can't actually help me get over to Chesapeake. So I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow morning and Uber over there. So much faster than I had thought. I had personally budgeted for about a week. The other interesting problem is I have been planning a solo multi-day trip to test out the camping gear and some of the other techniques. And now I don't have a reason not to go next week. So Miriam said that if I don't go, that she is going to kill me. Well, actually, those weren't her exact words, but I read that expression in her face, so I need to pack up and get out of town. So, but first, I gotta go get the Spyder.
Oh, they got her ready faster than I expected. No complaints. Now I'm just curious what the laser alignment and the new tires feel like when we get up to speed. Well, I've spent a grand total of maybe 7 minutes on it now, and I'm really convinced that the new tires and balancing, because these are the first time they've been balanced in forever, much smoother ride, like riding on glass. You know, I didn't realize I was actually experiencing minor vibrations until I get on it with no vibrations. Feels good. Got to get some gas. We are down to a quarter of a tank, and that means, from my experience, that means I have about 7 gallons. 7.5 gallon tank. Is going to take about 4.5 to fill it up. Let's see if that still holds true. I Ubered over to All Out Cycles. A little pricey endeavor, and I feel the need to always give a gratuity for the driver.
Well, it looks like I need to get back to the house and start packing for my first solo camping trip in quite a few years. Oh, and a note about the inventory in the showroom. I talked to the staff and they said that they cannot keep inventory in stock because it's selling faster than they can get it delivered. Kudos to them. Now a big shout out to Dave and his crew over at All Out Cycles for those brand new tires and that front end alignment. Thanks, Dave.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up
If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down.
and don't forget to subscribe.
Feel free to leave a comment below.